smile possible. At Tupelo Smiles, we use precision dentistry and advanced technology to make visiting the dentist an amazing experience. Relationship-based comprehensive care. Come discover the difference at Tupelo Smiles.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
We are officially moments away from kickoff to the 2025 high school football season. We welcome you in here to the Room to Room Weather Center here for Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. We'll be joined by our chief meteorologist Matt Laupon out in the field, or should I say in the ring, fighting off rain chances for our weekend. He'll give us a live look from Tupelo here in just a moment for the Tupelo Super Show. Last chance for you guys to head to the show yourself and see our chief meteorologist Matt Laupon, but also see so many things over there with the WWE superstar Rikishi, as well as a fight night happening at about 7 p.m. Friday Night Lights, they are back in action, and we are tracking the wonderful weekend forecast ahead. Going to be absolutely beautiful, so let's go ahead and get into that. Starting with our Friday night forecast, 7 p.m., 82 degrees, dropping to 75 by 10. So those games, once they let out, it will be a comfortable forecast for that evening commute. Hey, if you want to go get a celebratory milkshake, ice cream cone, I don't know. It's a good forecast for it. And then towards tomorrow morning, we're waking up to the upper 60s and low 70s across the region. So it's a fantastic forecast, and I have to give all the credit to Matt, because it seems like you're the one fighting away the rain chances, right, Matt?
You know, that's the credit belongs to the God on there. But yeah, we're here in the ring. First time I've ever been one of these, and luckily no one's climbed into it with me at this point here. But we are at the Tupelo Furniture Market, Building 5. I say we because there's a lot of we back behind me, all different directions here. Why are we here? It's wrestling. But why really are we here? We're here to raise money for St. Jude. You see, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, based in the Memphis area, helps to get children's cancer eliminated. They really do the fighting as far as that is concerned. And if you want to help fight cancer, well, you can watch some folks here do some wrestling tonight at Building 5 of the Tupelo Furniture Market. For $10, you can be one of the people. And I'll unput this from looking at me for a second so you can kind of look around. But there's a lot of seats here still at this point available, but a lot that are also filling up for this event. Now, we have WWE superstar Rikishi is here. He's actually signing autographs right over there right now, and a whole good lineup of folks that are going to be wrestling for a great cause here. So we'd love to come out and see you. The action itself starts at 7 p.m., and there are still some seats available. The pre-orders certainly were substantial, and the seats are starting to fill up as well. So we'll talk more about this here in just a little bit, Gabe. But in here, we are just so excited that things are about to get underway about 55 minutes from now, as the weather outside certainly is underway and perfect and ready for football season to get kicked off at those different games going on tonight.
Yeah, Jamboree weekend. But I do need to ask, Matt, are we going to get the fight that we were teasing at 5?
No, my insurance is not fully there. Now, I can't guarantee somebody interesting doesn't crawl into the ring here that you'll see and maybe recognize here in a little bit. Have not officially worked out anything like that. But I'm just so surprised how springy this is. I'm surprised they also let me in here. Anyway. So, yeah, we'll have all that coming up here live from Building 5 of the Furniture Market, raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Memphis Wrestling here in town. It's going to be a lot of fun.
For sure. And we'll come back to you here shortly, so we cannot wait to see what you have here in just a few minutes. But we're going to jump back here to the studio. What we have is a fantastic forecast outside, so I know we need to get out to the Tupelo Furniture Market, but spend some time outdoors before you walk in and enjoy what is a beautiful sky. I mean, that's an understatement here. 8 to 10, 88 degrees, feeling like 93. Hey, we were giving shout out to God for keeping the rain chances away. Well, I mean, shout out God for this beautiful forecast. That sunshine just beaming. I love seeing the rays come off the sun, interacting with some of those ice crystals, and of course the camera lens too. But it's going to be a great afternoon, a great evening for football, and a perfect night, a perfect weekend, should I say, as we extend into the the weekend forecast. Greenville 90, feeling like 91. One of our locally higher temperatures, but when it's 90 degrees, that's not anything to complain about because we are actually below average and have been below average for the most part throughout our Friday. Pontotoc 88 degrees. Don't be discouraged by those darker clouds. Those darker clouds are not going to be rain producers. A lot of those rain chances primarily out there towards Alabama. These, if you look right here, a very horizontal cloud. These need to get some vertical movement before we're talking about rain chances. So yes, they are dark, but the vertical component just not really a part of it. So we're not really high on rain chances. Limited chances primarily for northwest Alabama. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Let's keep on the temperature train because 90 Grenada, 90 Greenwood, that's our high. Well, 90 Houston, Amory. Okay, I'm seeing a lot more 90s now than I was a second ago. 92 actually our local high temperature there in Columbus and 91 towards Macon. So yes, it is still summer heat, upper 80s, low 90s, but our average should be around 92 to 93 degrees. And the fact that we are sitting below that in basically everywhere except Columbus, then that's a great forecast. And especially heading into our evening, it's going to be perfect for football. And honestly, I can't remember a Jamboree weekend that I wasn't sweating at. So the fact that that's a possibility, I mean, hey, all the more reason to go out and support your team. Mississippi Live Weather Radar showcases those dry conditions across North Mississippi. So those rain chances that we were discussing over there in Pontotoc, I mean, just some what we'd call clear air mode on that radar, so not expecting any showers. Our showers primarily around the Birmingham area. So I know for my family back there in Birmingham, I'm going to get a few of those pop-up showers for their games. But those very isolated in nature and trying to wrap around. We've been talking about this over the last few days, how these kind of have this counterclockwise movement to it. So there's your moisture, and there's where it's coming from. So as it starts to wrap around, you see this long track. You know, how much moisture is actually going to be able to reach it all the way around? That's the question, and it's honestly not even a question at this point. It's more of a afterthought because we're not going to see too much of that moisture in our forecast for tonight or for our weekend. And satellite coverage, we're starting to get a little bit more diminished as as the evening sets in. But there you see a few of those cumulus clouds popping up, but that's the extent of the sky cover. If you're looking at the screen right now and saying, Gabe, I don't see anything, I should tell you it's clear enough skies. So it's a good forecast whether it comes to rain chances. Also a good forecast whenever it comes to that sky coverage as well. We're going to extend this out and take a look at the surface analysis. You have this boundary down there towards the south where a lot of the rain chances have remained along and really further to the south towards the Gulf Coast region. So heavier downpours there, some flood concerns there, especially out there towards Georgia. But here in North Mississippi, we're catching the right part of that boundary, and that's the drier side giving us this amazing weather, these immaculate temperatures. So that low wrapping around some of that moisture like we were talking about, whenever you're on the east side of the low or the right side, you have this motion that moves some of that moisture in from the Gulf. On the west side of it starts to have more of that westerly wind, or should I say easterly wind moving west and then pushing off there towards the south and coastal regions. So that's why rain chances not as numerous over there towards the west as they are out east, because you are getting that moisture pushing in from the Gulf there in Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, even as far north as the Carolinas. So watching that in the extended forecast, but as long as this low stays right here, then we'll be staying on the drier side of that forecast. Just a little bit of a stretch to get that moisture all the way around. So Saturday morning, staying on the drier side. I'll clear this out for you so that way the drawings don't get as confusing as last night. Last night was a treat. But as we get into that Saturday morning forecast, you can see those drier conditions remain. A lot of that moisture just not wrapping around. But I'm going to take it out one more frame because there's our frontal boundary. Our frontal boundary that's going to be cooling us off and keeping temperatures, speechless about it because of just how cool we're going to be getting in that extended forecast. Definitely don't see that in summer. Fake fall, you're going to be hearing that a lot over the next few days. Just a little teaser. So Saturday morning, staying on the drier side, like we mentioned, it's going to be a perfect day to get outside and enjoy that forecast because it's a rare time that we see this dry of a forecast as well. So 69 degrees towards tomorrow morning, a nice start to the day, and the next 24 showcases some isolated chances there for mid to late afternoon. So have that rain gear ready, but the folks that need to have the rain gear ready will be there towards northwest Alabama. Here in North Mississippi, we're staying on the drier side as those northern winds dominate our forecast. So we're going to take a look at that in detail coming up in the next 60 on those rain chances, as well as just the entire weekend outlook. We're going to take a look at the Friday night light forecast. We're going to take a look another look from the Tupelo Super Show there with our Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhan. All of that coming up on Mississippi Live Weather in the next minute.
At Room to Room, did you know our specialty is custom ordered upholstery? Get the furniture you want and the fabric and color selection you want. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
So we said drier conditions for your weekend forecast, and here's the weekend outlook. 92 for Saturday, 91 there for Sunday. Plenty of sunshine as both days come and pass, but seasonable temperatures feeling much drier. So these temperatures not going to have high heat indices attached to them. It's just going to be the drier summer temperatures that we'll be getting. Mississippi Live Weather Radar on the expanded scale, definitely seeing that boundary circulate a little bit more of that moisture there towards our Gulf Coast counties. But up here on the north side of the state, staying on the drier side as we talked about just a few moments ago. So tracking limited rain chances for northwest Alabama here at the Room to Room Weather Center, but tracking sunshine here for North Mississippi. 91 degrees, feeling like 95. That's definitely an exception to the rule from what we've been seeing. Heat indices not getting nearly as high as 95. So Caledonia down there in Lowndes County, where that moisture is starting to wrap around ever so slightly, that's where we could see those temperatures a few ticks up for those feels like values. Still a beautiful sight with that sunshine shining through, and as that starts to set, the temperatures, the feels like values, everything settling down. 84 degrees in Kosciuszko, like we were mentioning, the exception to the rule, mid 80s, just 2 counties away right there, and feeling like 90 degrees. So it's going to be some slight humidity, but all of that goes away heading into early next week. Smithville, plenty of blue skies, 87, feeling like 90. Those winds 8 miles an hour out of the northeast for all the kickers getting ready for the game. There's your wind speeds that you need to know as you get those kicks or the footballs teed up. But beautiful conditions for fans heading out and about and supporting their local teams down in Starkville. No, it's not college football weekend just yet. One more week until college football kicks off for Mississippi State and Ole Miss, but we are excited and counting down. At least we'll get a little bit of a taste with that high school football happening tonight. 88 feeling like 93. Some great shots down there. But we talk about that high school football forecast. Well, 86 degrees around pregame, 79 there towards halftime, and we're going to be tracking mid-70s around that final snap. You might notice no rain chances and also plenty of clear skies for that forecast. Again, a Jamboree week is definitely an exception to how they usually go. Usually there's a lot of sweat, and usually there could be a few isolated showers, but not tracking either of those in that extended forecast. Some of this wraparound moisture that Futurecast is trying to predict just being dominated by those northern winds. So we don't really have many rain chances, actually any rain chances here in North Mississippi. A lot of those primarily remaining there towards northwest Alabama, so 10 p.m. could see a few of those cycle in there towards Franklin and Marion County in Alabama. Now moving into our Saturday morning, staying on the drier side once again, and I'm going to take a step over here because rain chances primarily remaining out there towards Alabama as we go through our Saturday. So Saturday morning, comfortable temperatures. Comfortable is honestly an understatement because we're talking 67 Senatobia, Tunica, Clarksdale, 69 down there towards Greenville, 67 Grenada, there you go, Grenada, 70 in Tupelo, 70 in Amory, and 69 towards Hamilton. You can see where the warmest temperatures lie along the Alabama state line because that moisture is in the forecast. Doesn't let the atmosphere cool off as much as whenever it's those clear skies. So heading into the rest of our Saturday morning, those drier conditions prevailing once again, that low pressure and that boundary remaining to our south, and so that moisture not being able to circulate around. Hence why we're seeing these drier conditions remain. Towards our Saturday afternoon, you might notice a few pop-up showers and storms start to develop there towards Birmingham, all the way north there towards Huntsville. That tries to circulate more into North Mississippi, but we basically have a dome over the top of us that's keeping us dry. A figurative dome, of course. But moving into our mid to late afternoon, that's where a few of those pop-up showers possibly getting there towards Tishomingo and Itawamba County. I'm definitely curious what future model runs are going to predict because with the northern winds we've been getting and that drier air circulating in, it's an uphill battle. You might hear us mention that a couple of times with the forecast like this. It just has to battle a very dry atmosphere to produce a few of those pop-up showers, even a sprinkle or two. So as we head into the 5, 6, 7 o'clock hour, well, that's where those showers will primarily remain there towards northwest Alabama. You can see those northern winds still trying to reach there on the east side of our viewing area. So we'll be watching that. Been talking about fighting a lot with Matt in the boxing ring, but that fight between the drier, cooler air as well as some of that moisture trying to circulate in from the south. High temperatures on your Saturday going to be upper 80s and low to mid 90s, so it is going to be a toasty one once again, but a seasonable forecast. Unfortunately, a drier forecast as well. As you can see, we're talking about 95 to 96 degrees there towards the Delta. Well, feels like values are right around that same mark, so that shows you the drier air that'll be in place. Same thing with our Futurecast heading into our Sunday. Some of those showers do try to wrap around just a bit, but again, it's just going to be an uphill battle that we're not very high on. Where our rain chances will come from on Sunday will happen through this frontal boundary. You can see by 6 a.m. we're heading out the door, and some folks already getting the effects of the front, but really we'll see that by the time we get towards our Monday. All of that moisture has to clear out along this front. So 9 a.m. that front pushing on through, and we get some of this isolated development. I mean, you can see it back there towards Alabama. So Alabama going to be some of the primary areas that we are watching for rainfall, but very isolated light showers starting to form along that boundary there by 3, 4, even towards 5 and 6 o'clock. So make sure to have that rain gear ready, especially if you are along and south of Highway 82 for any of your Sunday evening plans, because that's the best chance for rainfall. We're not saying that everyone's going to get it, but there will be a few drops. That's our primary area that we are watching for our Sunday afternoon and evening. Behind it, breezy conditions out of the north, and we know what the north produces, that continental air, which is drier and of course cooler. And so fortunately, we will be enjoying a even better forecast from where we're sitting at right now. Low to mid 90s still expected in that forecast, so the effects of the front not fully being felt until we get into our Monday, like I mentioned a moment ago. But that drier air from the north definitely pushing into the area and will keep us feeling bearable in that extended forecast. High temperatures dropping significantly, upper 80s by Monday from that front, low 80s by Tuesday. Yes, you are seeing that correctly. That's our high temperature, not our low. And I know that's definitely a sight that we have not seen in a while. 83 Wednesday, and then slowly climbing there through Friday. So far, long-range projections not having us reach too high of temperatures. And so I know that Mrs. Lobhan, Matt's mom, said that summer has peaked. Well, I would say that she's looking correct in that extended forecast. Low temperatures follow that same trend. You do see us rise through the weekend into the low 70s, but once that front really kicks in, low 60s for Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, a few of us could be in the upper 50s, especially along the Tennessee state line. Tracking that forecast with eagerness. I wish it was here right now, but we'll be patient because even right now it's pretty bearable. 70 by 7, 87 towards noon. 92 is where we top out tomorrow afternoon. So if you're taking the dogs out on a walk, still going to be toasty, but fortunately not as humid for the dogs and for us as we head out and about. Monday and Tuesday, as that front fully clears, some of that moisture tries to move into the forecast, and we'll see some isolated showers develop once again. Wednesday, Thursday, drying up, but some of that heat returning ever so slightly. I say heat sparingly because it's not really going to be hot. We're talking about mid 80s as we trend through the latter part of next week. So week 1 games for high school football and for college football looking like a pretty good forecast if we can dodge those rain chances. Now we're going to be joining back with Chief Meteorologist Matt Lobhan in the field, not hopefully fighting somebody, but hopefully in the ring with a special guest. Hopefully that worked out, but we'll be getting a full live look at what they're doing for St. Jude over here in Tupelo. So make sure to stay tuned after the break, and we're of course tracking the tropics once again. And what's the latest outlook with Aaron coming up right here in the next 60.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Turn it up!
Friday night, August 22nd, WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi tag teams with Memphis Wrestling to raise money for St. Jude. Join us at the Tupelo Super Show. Reserve your seat at memphiswrestling.tv.
Back when I feel like...
Well, thank you for keeping it here with Mississippi Live Weather. We're going to get to Aaron here in just a moment, but we're seeing it continue to develop about Category 1 strength there in the Atlantic. But we're first going to be joined by our Chief Meteorologist, Matt Lobhan, out in the field with more on what's happening out there in Tupelo, more on what's being done for St. Jude. And Matt, I know it's going to be a fun time tonight, and we're only, what, a half hour away at this point?
Oh, no, only about, 40 minutes away from the time they ring the bell and get things going here. I'm going to take out my earpiece so I can talk to somebody in theory over top of the music and everything. I found, not every day that I find a local celebrity, but especially a local celebrity that's so into helping people with St. Jude. Got Allie Martin here. How are you doing, sir?
That is true. Good. How you doing, Mr. Matt?
I'm good. This is the first we've ever been on TV together.
This is the first time, yes. You mentioned St. Jude. You know, so many people in the region have been impacted by St. Jude, either personally or they have family members. My nephew, Jordan, who's 21, who will be out here in a little bit. Yes, he was 4 months old, diagnosed, was there almost a year, and because of the Lord in St. Jude, he's cancer-free. And even though he's in a wheelchair, he drives his own truck, he fishes, and he's going to be out here for all the folks to see. But it's incredible.
It really is. What they do at no cost to their patients, is just incredible. There have been so many St. Jude kids that I've met over the years that I've seen here tonight.
Right.
And it's just, it's incredible, the stories of survival and hope. And to think that coming out here.
There's Jordan right there.
Well, hello.
Look,
You
he
doing all
just showed up.
right, sir? You doing all right? Say hi to everyone at home.
Hey.
What does St. Jude mean to you?
It means a lot. They save a lot of lives. Cost free. A lot of good things.
They really do, and it's something that, you get to come out here tonight and have fun and help patients fight cancer. Isn't that incredible? It's a great opportunity. So thank you so much. I appreciate you talking with me.
And he's going to be doing the half marathon by himself. I used to push him, but I'm too slow now. But he's jacked up.
I doubt that. You can see from the two. Let me get it where it's not locked on me. It's showing both of us for a second. There we go.
I need to get one of those. That's really cool.
I mean, well, watch this. Like, it does it where it'll, like, lock it on you, and then in theory, it just, no matter where it goes, it just kind of stays.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
telling you, to me, I call it a gizmo with my wife, but yeah, it works pretty well. So, thank you so much for what you've done over the years, for bringing awareness. This is exciting. I'm going to hop up in the ring. I want to check that out.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
I'll try not. I'm rather klutzy, so that might be an easy thing to do. So thank you so much. Allie Martin,
right.
thank you for joining us here on
All
Mississippi
right,
Live
be
Weather.
careful, man.
Okay, I'm going to sneak in here real quick. Can we talk in just a second? Is that okay?
Yes, that's
I don't know the right way to get in the ring.
Is this not the way you're supposed to get in the ring here? I just wanted to show off all the people here, like how many people. There's just so many folks. I'll put my earpiece in here for a second so maybe you can hear me slightly more clearly. There we go. That should connect. Give it a second. There we go. And it is a fairly packed house full of people here so far. I mean, considering we're still 40 minutes out and it's all general admission, that's a lot of folks coming in here to support St. Jude. And so we hope that you will do the same. It's been a lot of friends, a lot of fun out here. And is that a pizza guy? Not doing it. I've seen enough on Facebook for that. Anyway, so lots of good people and a lot of good fun out here. So the main event includes Rikishi, and of course we do have the folks from Memphis Wrestling here. There are going to be so many folks that are going to be part of this. Starts at 7 p.m. So if you haven't got your ticket yet, if you haven't come out yet, you still have your opportunity to do so. It's Building 5 of the Furniture Market here in Tupelo. And there's a VIP meet and greet going on right now, as you can see there, for all the folks that want to get those, get the autographs and check out all of the belts and things that Rikishi, of course, has earned over the years. So yeah, a lot of folks here having fun, and we're excited to have fun with them. My kids are coming out here in just a little bit to check it out. And again, $10, that money goes to fight childhood cancer. So how often do you get the opportunity to be entertained at the same time you're fighting cancer? Kind of a rare opportunity. Memphis Wrestling, of course, Rikishi, and a lot of other superstars out here to help out with that. We're so excited for that. But live here from the Furniture Market, Building 5 in Tupelo, Gabe, we are getting ready for everything to get going. And I can tell from behind me, I have put my distance, so we're in good shape.
Well, perfect. Well, Matt, I hope you have a fun time. Tell Penny and Leo hey, and then, of course, just a great cause, and we're so excited to be a part of it there with the Tupelo Super Show. So may the best man win, and if you get in the ring, just please go live. We need it.
Well, apparently, if I get in the ring, I should be prepared for something, so I'm probably staying out of that from now on.
Well, someone said they're ready for fight night when it comes to us two, so we'll see about that, getting in the ring.
Nope, no, that'll never happen.
Hey, I have a bad leg, so I think now's the time. It'd be even.
I
right?
have a bad everything. I have old guy syndrome, or older guy syndrome, I guess.
No, you're still young at heart. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, keep saying that.
Well, thank you, Matt, and I hope you have fun tonight. And we'll, of course, touch base with you later on tonight for hopefully another live look-in, or maybe just get some video from around there. But big thank you to you, and big thank you to St. Jude once again. We're going to jump back to the studio to talk more about Aaron and the fight that Aaron's still putting up as a Category 1 hurricane there off the coast of Massachusetts and Maine. I mean, this is what's left of Aaron. Definitely not as significant of a storm as it's continued to move up the Atlantic coast, dissipating in strength. And as we track that out on our cone of uncertainty, what is it? I forgot the word for it, but basically the possible cone for the path. We're talking about 90 miles an hour Friday about 4 p.m. So this is the 4 p.m. advisory, 90 miles an hour on that latest run, 957 millibars on that pressure center. Continuing to be category 1 there through the start of our weekend, but as it moves towards Sunday morning, still lingering as a category 1 as well. Now this is going to be a storm that we watch all the way up there into the North Atlantic, reaching parts of Greenland up there Monday, closer to 1 p.m. as a tropical storm, but that's really where the storm kind of just dissolves on out, no longer a concern. We do have more tropical development that we are tracking. This is the latest development just around the Bermuda area, north of the Caribbean. 90% chance of development over the next 7, 80% over the next 2. That is a tick higher from where we were tracking yesterday evening, so we do expect that to at least become a tropical depression and probably even a named storm over the next 24 to 48 hours. Meteorologist Caleb Edelblut probably talking about that one tomorrow evening, so make sure to tune in for that. The disturbance number 2, 30% chance of development over the next 2 and 40% over the next 7, so definitely a storm that we're keeping eyes on, but as of right now, we're definitely grateful that Aaron moved north, moved away from the United States, and hopefully it continues to be that way heading into the extended forecast with all these other storms that are developing. But we do just thank you guys for joining us tonight on what is a special occasion, getting to be there at the Tupelo Super Show. Matt, I know he's excited, and we're just excited to partner with St. Jude to hopefully get the funding that we need to help change children's lives forever and bring an end to cancer altogether. But so if you want to head out, 34 minutes, you can make it. Tupelo is not, if it's 30 or less minutes, or it takes 30 or less minutes to get to anywhere in Tupelo. So make sure to head out the door, enjoy the forecast, and if you're beyond Tupelo, hey, you can make a late appearance, or at least let's go support our local teams. It's Jamboree week for football, so make sure to get out and enjoy that forecast. And of course, I need to get back over here, but we are going to be doing something fun for the early part of next week. Make sure to keep on socials for the latest announcement for that. Something we're excited about, and it'll definitely be something fun going forward for not just us here at Mississippi Live Weather, but the entire community here in North Mississippi, and we're excited for you guys to be a part of it. So tune in Monday, and you'll get the very latest details on it. So you can download the app on Mississippi. There we go. Okay, I was about to say so many times I can press it. iOS and Android, download the app today, and of course you can get that access to the 24/7 stream, our broadcast at 5, 6, and 10. And speaking of, there's a graphic explaining that right here. 5, 6, and 10, so our next broadcast happening later on this evening at 10 p.m. Hopefully getting another look in at the Tupelo Super Show, but also just getting it's always live, look in at our weekend forecast. Stellar altogether, but getting even better through early parts of next week. So we have plenty of good news to look forward to here in Mississippi, North Mississippi, heading into that extended forecast. We thank you for joining us tonight. We hope that you get out to Tupelo this evening or just enjoy a good football game. We'll see you back here at 10 p.m.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy